Fire, what you saying?
Yes, I will give thanks to life, Yahki.
Nah, serious thing. We are here again, Ballhead and Exhibit. We give thanks for everyone supporting the thing from those times to now. Sharing it with your friends and family, sister and Adrian. Have to remind the people if you get free time, make sure you check us out, ineverknewtv.com. Also check us out, I Never Knew Radio. Yours truly, Junior, aka the Ballhead, is spinning roots, rock, reggae, music. Also, do remember, make sure you check out EP from the one Autarchii, Disrupting the Status Quo, link in the description. Far right, what we're reasoning about today?
Well, today we are reasoning about the concept of money, but not necessarily in the way how most people pre-money, because most people feel like, say, when you get money now, it solve all their matters them in this particular way, but them not really meditate how much things them neglect. So we want to show people, say, you have to connect the both of them, because we not try to stop nobody from making no money, We want to make sure make it clear from the get-go. Yeah, making money while in the system is very crucial and very important. But if you neglect certain aspects of your life, then that money where you just acquire can't make up for what you lost. So that really one reason about today.
Dude, I'm laughing far because it's funny because when you read a thing, right, especially people whose parents who come from overseas, right, or even certain minority groups that were prevented from being in the mainstream in regards to occupations and earning money. The previous generation, their whole idea was just to get money at any cost. It was just a joy and such a privilege to even have access to get money, right? But through that pursuit, there was a lot of collateral damage, both to themselves and loved ones, because the commitment that they made to generating this money kind of destroyed everything else. The sad part is that let me not laugh. Let me be serious. The sad part about it is that this generation, unfortunately, many people are replicating the same thing, right? I can tell you from personal experience, I've been on both sides of the fence. I've been on the fence where I totally pursued a certain thing in the search of money and neglected. I mean, when I say neglected everything else, neglected even my own self, my own physical health, and my own mental health, my own spiritual health. I've been on the other fence through experience, right? Where I've approached money, occupations from a holistic perspective, in the sense that everything has to work where everything is balanced, where I can keep a certain level of health in all aspects of my life, physically, mentally, spiritually. In the pursuit, we need money. That's why I said no one is fighting now money. We not you don't need money. You need money out here, right? But the first thing you need to ask yourself is, how much money do you need? Unfortunately, a lot of people's idea of the amount of money they need is not necessarily based on their lifestyle, but it's based on the lifestyle that they've been told to live. The next part is now, no one breaks down. When I was teaching, right, kids said they had occupations. They were interested in certain occupations. And we break down what this occupation takes, how much hours this occupation takes, and what that would take away from other aspects of your life. So for instance, is this occupation conducive for family life? Some people want a family, but they want an occupation that's not conducive for family life, right? What is the stress level of this particular occupation? How much time will you have to travel? What is demand on your body for this occupation? And the question you have to ask yourself, is it worth it? And I think that's how we need to approach this job thing and this occupation vibe, because this whole thing is, excuse me, most people, they just look for occupations with money, right? From have 6 figures, 150, 200, 250, right? They say they want to pursue it, but when they get in this fear of problems now, and fear of stress and depression and high blood pressure, because it's just like no one broke down to them what it takes to do that job successfully and what you have to sacrifice, right? All right, it's pretty wild. There's a documentary with Michael Jordan on Netflix, right? It's like a 6-part something series. The man was breaking down his commitment to his craft. That's what all the psychos say. They are psychos. They're great at what they do, but they're crazy. It is what it is. Kobe, right? The man said he ain't talked to his kids till this man's not playing basketball. He got kids that's teenagers. I know we praise the unhealthy thing, right? But like, what is the sacrifice and what are you? Because you can't get everything. That's what people don't understand, Farai. You cannot get everything. Any man who owns a business, who hustles and is truthful, will tell you to do it on the heights where it's successful, the man has neglected his family and himself. So don't complain now when you 50, 60 and nobody not calling you, or you don't have a relationship with your kids. Because just like you spent so much time chasing that thing. And what I'm saying now in these modern times as a sensible person is that you may have to scale down and tone it down. Not saying you can't be in business and not saying you can't be a success, but you have to redefine success. And you will have to change your spending habits. Because a lot of times it's the spending habits that fuels the hustle. Because you're always behind. You're spending more than what you bring in. Factor in insecurity and trying to maintain that lifestyle. That's a dangerous thing, this maintenance of lifestyle, bro. A wicked thing, yeah. So you need to find a lifestyle that's sustainable for yourself that you can maintain, as well as maintaining your mental health, maintaining your spirit, maintaining healthy relationships. This is the things people don't want to talk about. A lot of people that you speak about, freeze and look at all day, fire, they got a lot going on because it's just like pure stress and neglect. That's why I really been praying fire right in regards to just balancing out the thing. I'm not going to tell last Friday. I had stuff I could have did, right? I'm not lying to you, right? But I didn't do it. You know what I did Friday? I was folding clothes. I washed clothes. I cooked food. I chilled with the young one. I went for a walk. I met another brethren to get something to eat and left it at that. Because it's something I needed to be healthy. I could have locked myself away and been on the grind same way. But I tell you one thing. Oh, go ahead, Fire. Sorry about it.
That's it. But you know what? It's just based on the amount of sacrifices where an individual wants to make. And then even on top of just saying sacrifices is if the individual overstand the level and the length of the sacrifice, so where them really want to make. If it conscious at the same time too, because sometimes the sacrifices them unconscious, you're not even overstand so the sacrifice them unconscious. So, because if you really check earth and check like history itself, most of the great man them in a history, them as I said, them have literally insane to them craft. Them couldn't, because one time not permit you to have a family, have a full-blown career where you have to end up become the world greatest. So it's a sacrifice that you have to make on the levels there too. So I feel like it just depends on the individual, knowing the amount of sacrifice so them want to make, and really, if them conscious of them sacrifices, then but what really take place in a society is that most of the people them they really overstand the sacrifice, or if them overstand the sacrifice, then they really overstand like how you put the two of them together. So that become the problem now, and that cause additional layer of stress. And it cause additional layer of stress where them really can't break down or pick apart. And that I really think that I really one of the basis and the core problem at this thing, because most people, if I think about how most people function, it's really just a 9 to 5 type of functioning. Got them do the same thing, go through the institutions, secondary, tertiary, try to find them ideal job where can give them that layer, and then there's only a particular limitation to where them can earn because of somebody else that pay them, and that have to come from a set budget. So at that now, when in the midst of that now, them want to reach towards the highest of financial gains, not overstanding say the highest of financial gains we are talking, but kind of out of your realm, or you have to do wholly much more if you get that. And then you have the ones them now who them finally achieve that itself now, but as they say now, them separate it from every other thing what them are doing in life, and not overstand say it have to go hand in hand, because as everything in life there have to be balanced. So everything have to go hand in hand. So if you are make more money now, what you willing to give or give in order to receive these particular things, so the more money come with more type of responsibility. Are you the responsible type? Yeah, look for evolve in the sense of what type of responsibilities you start do, or your day start look, all of these things. So I feel like because human beings, it crazy, because human beings never understand the capacity where them can go at fire to achieve anything where they want to achieve it. Literally, it's not just a capitalistic slogan. Coming in the capitalistic world, people tend to come in, oh, you can get anything, you can always fulfill your dreams. Then them show you pictures of like LeBron James and all of these different people, as they mentioned even before. But it beyond just the level of what capitalism outline for you. Human beings literally can achieve some great different type of things so they never even overstand. So we really attach that to the concept of money now. We realize that most people pray from just a capitalistic perspective. And even money as a commodity within the system, fire. It's something what we need to understand, because how can this thing have money is the biggest contradiction ever exists. Money have the most value, yet still it not have no value. And at that, I feel like enough people need to understand if them really want to know how to interact with money. Because this thing have no value. Inflation can come tomorrow, and the $1 million where you did have, we could have buy a house, all 10 house, all of these different things. No, that $1 million can buy you a slice of bread. It sounds extreme, but it do happen. It's happened before. So how do we interact with these particular things? What do we do with this thing that has no value at all but has the most value? You see me I say? I put that into perspective into where you want to achieve, how you want your life to pan out, the direction where you want your life to go, and then taking those contradictions and turning them from aspects of weakness into aspects of strength,
And Far, I want to be clear so it's not like an idealistic reasoning. To be healthy is a privilege in our society, which most people have. So maybe some people listening, this doesn't apply to you at all because it's just a grind, So this don't necessarily, if you're fortunate enough and strong enough to kind of find some balance within that grind, we give thanks. But we're talking about some people that just got a little breathing room. They might just above the water. You're not necessarily drowning, right? That's the crew I'm talking about, because that's the crew that's irresponsible. That's the crew that shouldn't be in as much pressure as they are because of the decisions that they're making due to the financial, illiteracy in regards to their spending habits. People don't understand how much pressure they put on themselves by what they spend for. Right? It's you putting the pressure on yourself. You have a decision when you leave that house. You can get A, B, or C. A is 60, B is 120, C is 300. They all meet the same function. After we understand they meet the same function, what you're dealing with is conspicuous consumption. You're purchasing what that product presents. This is the way you see the name brand. You know, the name brand breed more insecurity from you, all right? When you name the name brand, you may have some simple people that give you a little respect on it, right? You have some people that's really kind of into that. Now, what you're locking yourself into this dependence on validation and praise, and also you're creating this standard, you're creating this image, and you get so attached to this image, and that's when the credit cards start going sky high, because all your purchasing decisions have no rationale in it. All those decisions are based on the maintenance of fire. That's why the house the wickedest thing. The average person in America got too much house, When they're purchasing a house, they're not purchasing it for the function of the house. If a person want to be truthful, what they think about is how people will respond when they come over, having functions to bring people over, right? Giving out pictures is that insecurity make you take up a big bill that you have to pay every single month that no one's going to help you with. Then when you lose the house, the same people you trying to impress, you're just going to laugh at you. So we need to get in a position where we're making rational decisions. We're making educational decisions with the finances, and you'll be shocked how that kind of takes that foot off your neck and you can breathe, because you'll notice you'll have more money because you're not spending because of insecurity. You're not spending with the number one focus of impressing, but you're spending to get the best bang for your dollar. And preserve that. They need to preserve their money. Yeah, they're saying we need to say people need to preserve their dollars. And I want to be clear, this doesn't apply to everyone. Yes, we have some people here that's just on deaf door. You just don't make enough for whatever reason, right? Whether it's skill, whatever's going on, you just don't make. I'm talking about for those who actually make enough and find themselves in problems. People with access to credit. And not only are you doing an injustice to yourself, you're doing an injustice to others, because your insecurity is creating insecurities in others, because you're lying to yourself, and when you're lying to others, the next person confused. Now, how are you able to get that? And they feel away, and there go the competition, and everybody got bad credit. Fire, the wildest thing I ever saw, like, this is great. I remember I was at one place where people were working, right? And everybody was making the same amount of money. And certain people had certain things. Now, as I said, I don't know if they was hustling. I don't know what they was scamming. I don't know the inside. But based on that income, nullify you overdoing it, yeah? You way overdoing it every month. For what? You get what I'm saying? And we know how to go already, this popping bottle thing and all this craziness. And you know, you just, listen, you have to accept your position in life. If you want to do that later on, yes. But at this time now, you just can't afford to do it because you don't earn enough. The focus should be on gaining a skill where you can earn that money. So if you want to partake in those type of behaviors, you know, at least you can do it without it like messing up other things. But I personally don't see the point of leaving my house every day. Then at the end of the week, I don't have no money. Yeah.
Yeah, when I say, go on. No, finish your point.
Now I was just gonna say because remember, well, all right. You see this car thing? I think we had this conversation, right? I view cars in time and pressure. That's how I don't value cars in regards to monetary. So I don't look at the monetary statement of cars. I value it with time and pressure. So we may have one car here, right, where I say, yo, you know, that's about, you know, 20 hours a week. Next car now, yeah, we probably bump this car like 70 hours. Next car now, we all like 150 hour. So between those three, I just see a lot of pressure. Now, yes, this car may get a look from people that you don't know. Now, if that look is so important for you, don't complain when that pressure comes. Because a $200 car note is a totally different animal for a $1,300 car note, minus insurance and minus maintenance. But remember, with these luxury cars, for one tire hit you all $700, and you got to take it to the dealer, and they're gonna charge you about $200. You can't go take it to your friend because they got to plug in the computer. So we just can't do it with car notes. Car note, maintenance, car insurance. God forbid if you don't live in a gated community, you live in an area with a little crime in there, you know your insurance is going to be extra high for a luxury car. Yo, you know, some people out there, they may not have the highest luxury car, but between the insurance and the car note, you know they had like $1,000, right? Especially if they got bad credit. That's kind of absurd, bro. And no one can justify the purchase of a certain car outside of what it represents. Because the point of a car, you need a durable car that gets you from A to B. That is the point of a car. So you don't have to walk, so you don't have to take the bus, so you don't got to take the train, trolley, or whatever else. Everything after that is all about what we've been brainwashed for this car to represent, to impress your peers or to look like you're in a certain social status. And we cannot deny that. Now, if you can afford it, cool, but the problem is majority of people can't afford it, and they know it. Why is that the people that's the most broke got the nicest car? And the man that got the funds in one little car just trying to do earth, doing his thing. Because you know when it's already happened, if I don't need to put this man need to press nobody, this man portfolio look like something out of a movie. Your kid's going to public school and you paying $1,000 a month for the car. That don't make no sense. Never understood that. And that's a terrible message to give your kids, yeah? That the car more important than education. They're in a school where it's pure fighting and craziness and you pulling up in a $1,000 car with Louis Vuitton bag. And your kid in school not learning nothing in a dangerous environment. But it's just decisions. But the source of it is ignorance and insecurity. And I hope this isn't coming off as judgmental. I'm just telling you the facts. Like, we have to make better decisions with our finances. We really have to make better decisions with our finances. A lot of the health issues is financial stress, Farah. A lot of the marriage issues is financial stress. You don't need to buy an outfit every week. Every time Farah, I know you know this. Talk on this, yo. I know you know people, every time they leave the house, they feel like they need to spend money. They cannot go out that door and come back in without spending money.
Remember, we see that every day, man, holy, man, because them mind a fire. There's a difference in the worlds, them, right? And I want most people to really understand. There's a one world where spending money equate to power. And then there's another world where just having money or investing it, but me I pull them in a one. Investing it or having money, it equate to the ultimate power. And but we're in a sadly, most of our ones and ones them where we know when them spend money, it tell them say them can do more, them can do something where somebody else can do. Not realizing that everybody is spending because especially with all these things set now and even access to credit or certain things, spending is just a trend. Spending is a trendy thing, It's a thing where once you spend it actually put in a bracket above the rest who don't have the opportunity to spend. So that's a way where the whole concept come from with the spending thing right now, But now them in the next world now, that frowned upon because more them people, that's why them have a thing what them call now, them a call it rich session. That's me tell life from what because the upper I think the top 10 to top 20 percentage of income generators in the country, US as we speak, is spending less. So they find in the economy for them spending a decrease while the spending of the bottom 80 are increased, and it are increased from products where the average order volume is approximately $800 or more. So you're so crazy that is. And $800 average order volume for any particular company is a whole heap of thing because, and if I think about that, we are talking about luxury goods and all of these different things. And it's interesting, so they even mentioned that because, the point of we want to bring across is buck up and stumble up on some research or deal with some people that they a company called Forrester Research. You can call them because them out there like that. Them number one tagline is focusing on customer obsession. So them tend to do some real in-depth research like crazy. We have the whole long 16-page thing for review the other day. And in the review it revealed something very interesting. Based upon the amount of people who get surveyed, and them have different ways of them collect them data, and each different proportion of the questions then drafted up by approximately 600 people for just get to come to the conclusion of one of the many points them where they make. But it based upon the results of the surveys, image is one of the main reasons why people buy things. So, and that was said outright by a lot of individuals. So it's no longer speculation. This is consumer like 3 to 6 months worth of hard data, and people actually confess say the reason why them buy products is because of image. Image are one of the main reasons why them buy products. And when you start go deeper into it and ask them now why, because them say for one, the brands them where them are buy from have some form of association with things where them care about. Things like culture, things like different concerns. If especially if the brand go focus on something environmental, now them want to connect with that particular image, and connecting with that particular image with regarding something what them concerned about may lead them for buy even more products were outside of the scope of whatever. So whatever them did care about. So example say one of the shirt them care about the environment, and one of the shirt them was eco-friendly. Them buy a eco-friendly shirt now from this company because them say the company will look out for them interests. But it turns out that buying one product lead to further customer obsession because the imagery of that brand extend beyond the concern. So the fact, remember, so you see if image extend beyond the concern of what people is spending, the number one commodity where people use, which is money, that alone I go drag you wide. So image is the main reason why I drag we wide to spend outside of regular norms. So you see, if the people them really stop for a second and come to our groups and understand, say, the obsession where we have with spending money kind of destroy our life, not even kinda, it destroy our life, then we are going to need to start reshuffle and rethink the type of thoughts them we will have in our brain will lead to we spending more. And even more so, just as what I said a while ago too, if we have responsibilities that extend beyond ourselves, which is talking about children, we definitely have to 10 times over even be more careful, because imagine based upon the likelihood of just image, I spend more money. What is the message we give to your youth? You give the message to your youth, say the most important thing for earth is image. And that now I'll lead, and if you say image is the most important thing, who give you the image when in your head, right? And the image where you are associate with that product in order to buy it, how comes other people's thought process have such an impact on your livelihood and end up draining you? What you gonna really do in the future when you realize all things crash, all things crumble, and you did that all for the sake of image. So we have to be very, very careful and cognizant of all of these different things for you and don't destroy our life. And make sure we understand one thing for you. While in this system, because we usually more hardcore to the level, so we start burn all the whole concept of trying for this money thing, you know. But now we start be more realistic and come down to earth and realize, yo, while you're in the system, you can't go around this money thing at all in a fire. But it's how you're going to manage the money and how you're going to even get to the money in the first place. And know what you're willing to do to get to the money, what you're not going to do to get to the money, and what type of satisfaction come with having that money also for you. Because that's the real deal where enough people not even talk about, you know. Because the same money where enough people did want to acquire so much, them get the money now, and the satisfaction is not there because imagine now you're big, you're big and overweight to a levels where because of stress and everything they put on whole heap of weight and all of these different things now. Now you have to end up a drain, because when I look on the other side, the drain drain the doctor now. During the doctor bill them now, because the doctor bill them start piling, you get stress, you have hypertension, you have high blood pressure, you have all of these different things. So what was the money, was it really worth it to try to go over to achieve that money, knowing say yeah to the detriment of your own health? So even things like them that we have to start consider fire, because it don't make no sense you better do. I tell people all the time in a fire, so this mediocre thing where we do something just for the immediate and now understand the implications of the future. Because me agree, so we must live in the present still, you know. I tell people all the time, you have to live in the present and you can plan for the future because you have to have a plan. You see? But if the plan for the future don't entail you building up on that thing, like say you go achieve some asset and you have your youth, them knowing say even if you the sacrifice did come the way and it did drain you and you did end up become so unhealthy for the sake of the money, your child now can have access to certain things now and know say them nah, get back, go 10 step backwards now and go start do the same thing them where you did that do. And what was the purpose of doing it in the first place? Because remember, you know, if image remain the number one reason why people buy things, then if you go get $10 million now and then you pass off with a bad health, and you now have access to $10 million knowing say image is the number one thing. The $10 million go gone soon because $10 million can't last forever, you know.
No, reality medicine. There's a part you said earlier. We just need to put on repeat in regards to who gave you the idea that this is the thing that you should be doing, and why are you latching on to the idea of another person? I think that most, I'll say all people who, well, not all, I'm not sure, but the ones I've been exposed to, people who do it, financial literacy, financial advisory, they don't get down to the core part of the psychology of why people are spending the way that they do. They're more focused on the technicalities in regards to budgeting. But before you can even get that, you have to get into like, why is this person pushed or pulled or feel pressure to purchase these items that they know they can't afford? I think people need to be educated about marketing, not saying that will cure anything, but at least they have a better understanding of how they're being manipulated to purchase money, especially to the point where you're purchasing money, well, not purchasing, using money that you don't have. You need to understand how credit card companies work. Hey, credit card, listen, if you pay your bill every month, a credit card company will refer to you as a deadbeat. They don't make money off you. They don't like those type of customers. They like revolvers, a person that leaves a balance every month. Because when there's a balance on that card, they can charge interest. That's how they make their money, along with swipe fees, along with overdrafts and all those type of vibes. So if you have that basic knowledge, you say, all right, understand that you are going to be charged with, you know, adults still to this day don't understand they're being charged on it. I don't think they clearly understand the difference between a debit and a credit card, like the technicalities of it, in the sense that like you're going to be charged for that interest. And your APR and your interest rate is not the full 20%, it's 20% divided by 12. So when you break that down, that's what you'd be charged for every month on the balance. So it's just a lack of education for it. Too much tweeting, too much social media, too much laughing. I think black people laugh too much. It's out of way still, yeah. And I know we need to laugh. You know, my man love to laugh still, right? But far right, we need some we need some militancy and some serious in our life in regards to surviving in this environment. I forgot who told me this far. I don't know when I used to burn herb, I used to have this thought. And I don't know if it's an original thought, so I'm not claiming the origin of this idea. But I was just saying how it's kind of weird as human beings, like because we're in an evolving environment, especially with technology. But I notice animals prepare, not all, because some animals eat their children. We know what it is for all the smart people out there. But the majority of animals prepare their young to survive in that environment. But we as human beings don't do that at all because the adults, yes, I know it's evolving, but I think I have a responsibility for my offspring to understand the environment so I could teach her as much as I can, even though the environment is changing. I have to learn more about it so I can at least give her the basis how to survive in this environment. And we're the only ones here in La La Land. And we don't understand the system in which we live. Most people that burden the system don't understand the system, Farah. They know the system set away still, but they don't understand the magnitude of how this system is. So how you gonna fight the system if you don't know the system? That's why oppressors do so good with the oppressed, because they always study the oppressed. They know everything about the oppressed. They know more about the oppressed than the oppressed themselves. So they know how to manipulate them and control them mentally.
And you know, say, me have you know, say there is something very crucial this because you know, say me have one I'm used to reason with and them in the game, you know, where we are talking a code certain way because you know the internet stay. And like them would have about 20,000, 30,000. And I said to them, say, then make sure say you can invest a 20,000, 30,000 and get some returns on that. And them say, oh, what is the best way for do that? So I say, well, one of the best way them I say the best way to invest any money overall is to acquire asset. You have different type of asset. And if you really want to think about an asset where you can in control of, given that you have to go a certain way like that to is for a financial asset. So I introduce them to stocks and I tell them, say, right, bam. You know, them said to me, say, well, that I got take too much time now. That take too much time. Them can't really follow up and go learn them thing the right now. And I said, no, understand the system and that are the main thing I want to highlight because what is timing? Because everything is opportunity cost enough. I would say again is where we individual willing for doing it. How much time it take you for sit down run an internet or something for overstand what a basic concept. Well, me not really just want a basic concept due because me overstand it. But something where is it learn. Where am I learnable? If I word like you can learn it. You see me I say in an hour, in a 2 hour, just understand the concept. What does it take you to spend a particular time to understand something as opposed to not doing anything at all? You know, so not doing anything at all as it relates to your financial freedom, it will cost you more in the long run. And at that people not understand because people start look at them and look on the thing wrong in a fire. And that's the real problem in a fire.
All right, I just got to say this one part though. And when I learned through education, that's why I give thanks for the opportunity that you see this thing called confidence. And you see this thing called we're. I was just talking to a Bridget, this comedian Bridget about it. Like, black people are burdened with the mind frame that they don't feel deserving of anything. Not only do they not feel deserving of anything, they don't feel things will work out for them. Then when I say black people, somebody gonna tell me all people, but listen, the black psyche in this country is beaten down more than other cultures in this country. I don't know about no other country. I'm talking about black Americans, African Americans in America. Psyche beaten down to the ground. And it's a collective trauma where people don't feel they can do stuff. They don't feel deserving of stuff. The reason I brought that up is that goes into what you're saying. You say, why wouldn't you do it? And they say, why would I do it? Ain't nothing gonna come of it. It's not gonna work out. So why would I do it? And that's deep in their mind and deep in their heart. So that's why they just sit on the side and chill. And it's like, it is what it is. It's a deep, 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 deep trauma for it. Because when it comes time to do something, especially something that's unfamiliar to them, that fear kick in. They're not going to do it now. I know we was talking about the slavery. They talk about the beat. It's not the beat. If I had the beating of their mind, yeah, you could beat a man so much. But when you beat that mind, it's a wrap. Him, his kids, and the deaf offspring, they're not going to do nothing, yeah. They ain't got to lift a finger because they already beat, yeah. And that's what happened. They did it. They truly did it. And we need to congratulate. And it's so wild that those who kind of find some type of strength, some type of vigor to do something with themselves, they get the most fight from their own. It's like the Matrix. You remember when the Matrix turned on you? It is that type of vibe, like the people turn on you because you have a light and you have some hope. It's like you attract all this negative vibe because you have hope, and it's like, man, I believe you go in these environments and see any man that just believe he could do something. The amount of criticism that person gets is unprecedented to them, and you know it far out.
Well, man, I tell you, that's why I named the project "Disrupting the Status Quo" because that is literally way out of disrupt the status quo when you do that, because remember saying in a year surrounding, this is the ceiling in a year surrounding. When you try to bypass the ceiling now, it's like you come with a whole different engineering construct, and coming with a whole different engineering construct means that you have the possibility of becoming an enemy, because enemy is literally anybody who I try to do anything outside of our norm, or I try to do anything outside of something where we don't see as possible. That simply means that you did prove me wrong, and if you prove me wrong, you automatically become an enemy. It's just as simple as that, Sometimes we used to think that there must be more to it, in regards to how the people meditated, which is there's more, because they mentioned even the whole slavery aspect of the thing too, and the mental beatdown what the people them get. But we are talking about from the way how the people them think right after. But you have to be very, very careful of that too. So that's why even sometimes when you have your plans, you might try to lay out your future upon a financial aspect too. You have to be careful even the words and when you utter, who you share that with, how you share it to, because it might come off a different way from how you are trying to even make it come off. And I just feel like, say, when it comes to something where, because we hear all of this talk about even the whole Gaddafi thing with the centralization of currency in Africa with gold and all of these different things, which a lot of them when I hear them sound like good prospects. You see what I say? But it's not realistic as yet. And while we are within this system as of now, money is the thing that we use to put value upon different products and different services. So we can't go outside of that and talk about, all right, we have to wait for somebody else come for rise up and try to defeat the federal government where they might try to implement or whatever. We have to understand, say, if this is in front of we and this control we life, we live in our house, we have to pay rent, the very basic. If we own a house or whatever, we couldn't have that of the money, we have to get a mortgage. We're gonna need grocery. Remember, see, you can't go into the store and take it up because that is stealing. So, yeah, the basic things them what you need is this govern your life. So how can you multiply and gain more of this? So I want if most people even sit down and meditate, the fact say, this thing really control my life, not just from the fact say, I need to get more, No, just sit back and say, this thing really, really control my life. So if it control my life, and control everything when I do in a life, when I stop and when I go, how much things make it happen. It control if I'm stressed. It control if I'm happy to some extent. Because that's a money not equate to happiness. But we don't want generally just push that because say if you're in a position where you have more financial freedom, it gives you more room for you can relax and think about more things that can make you happy. It's not that it make you happy, it paved the way for your happiness. So that we really try to show the people them the sit down and make this thing control your life. And if it really control your life for you, how can you not be willing to put yourself in a position to have this thing, if not even not in abundance, in a level where there is no deficit? You see me I say it's more of a surplus type of thing. and something where you can maintain, relatively maintain, as opposed to it controlling you, and you always have to depend on the hunt and always have to depend on the chase. Because remember, if you have watch any sport at all, the team will lay back on a defense. Them get tired faster than the other team we are attacking. More that's general sports concept regardless of the sport where you're going in. So you have to be proactive rather than reactionary, and make sure so you know how to get this thing, and then when you get this thing now, how you gonna maintain it, how you gonna control what it have to do with your life, because you can't treat it as separate. It's not separate things, The two of them go hand in hand. And because the two of them go hand in hand, I use just a one individual, meaning so whatever people see after your temple, that this is your flesh, this is your physical body, and this thing control your life because you're living in the matrix, in the system where govern the distribution of this thing. How you go operate and function so you there on top of this while we seek for a solution in the midst of that, where we can overcome another commodity of exchange we can govern our life in a more palatable way. And that people just sit down and meditate in a fire and say a lapse really a lapse, so because everybody can disagree with what I say or even agree with what I say in a fire, but agreeing or disagreeing with what I want to say don't change the reality that this thing control and govern with life. Right now we are talking over Zoom in a fire, and we are talk over any computer program or whatever in a fire. Money have to involve in any creation we are doing. The mic, them we are talking about money, we have to use and buy it, Or else we couldn't even have a podcast reason in a fire. So you see how much different limitations this thing create. So we in ourselves have a thing to think to ourselves. If we have $100, how do I utilize this $100 without it messing up my life? Or is this thing going to add value to my life? We have to start think about things we can add value to our life and stop focus on things we are detract from our life. Because buckle like me not against a body lifestyle, but a buckle like NSC right now can't wait if you have something more important to do. Or if you buck up on if you stumble upon some funds. See? It's more important than for go spend it off a party if it just feel good because of image fire. Or go out to the shopping mall for go say, boy, I need to get some new beats now because I already have 20 million beats already, 20 million clothes already where you could have wear, but why you need to keep up with the image and not deteriorate from your whole thing. So you see, we have to know how to connect this commodity and know how to make all of the reality them come in and start for owning as one fire, because we can't just separate the thing them and make it look like say, oh, money over here, so we make money over here, so we health over here. So you know what, we health to take a pause for a little second while we make money. To make money and it not deteriorate nor nothing, because we health over here. So once we make the money, me alright and things we good, and then everything will work all we want to work. Now I can come back to my health. No, you have to focus on your health at the same. Come in, if you're in a good mental state, you can't make the money, They I know this, or I end up, I know this for sure, fire. Only for people who make money know this, fire. You can't, if you're in a good mental state, you're not going to make the dollar.
No, fire. I want to see she was bringing everything full circle, right? And like, putting these things far, right? Life is not no department store, yeah. Right? It's one store and everything in there. And I think too many times people try to separate everything, like, as you stated, man, the health is over here, my mental health is over here, my physical health is there, my spiritual life is there, the money, and they're all interconnected. And the trick is to see to make that work. Last thing, I just want to co-sign on what Farai said. And I hope you were listening too, Farai. I hope these people was listening to what you said. Me personally, I can speak about me personally, right? I put my health before my hustle. I'm gonna tell you why. As I stated before, I've put the hustle before the health, right? It never work out. Right? The drinking, the late nights, the neglecting basic things I'm supposed to do, it's not good for your body. It's not good for your mind. In my experience, and I have a lot of experience being around people who are highly successful in your terms, right, in regards to finances, now I'd say about 95% of them are in tip-top shape. Because what happens is that discipline that they have to take care of their body leads into the discipline for them to be successful at their craft. Because listen, if you can control your stomach, Farah, if you control that stomach, you control any aspect of your life. And if you're controlling your stomach, there's a very high probability that you're a healthy person. You're not immune from diseases. Things may happen. We're not saying that, oh, if you do this, you're just going to be the iron. We're not saying that. You know, you can succumb to certain things, but you limit the probability of those things happening and heighten the probability of you having a healthy lifestyle because you're consistently walking, you're working out, you're sleeping, you're eating properly, your mind. There's a great book there, Master Keys by W. Sutton Lawrence. It talks about you know how you work out your body? There's workouts you can do for your mind to make your mind stronger, to catch negative thoughts and all those type of vibes, because all these things we have to work. And that's why I was saying again, Fire Life is not a department store. Same thing with relationships, right? The same effort you put into money, you don't put into relationships. If you think about it, you're not gonna miss you're not gonna miss a deadline, you're gonna stay up late, but you're not gonna do that for no relationship. And when the relationship pop down now, it's hands in the air, we don't know why. So you have to put effort in all aspects of your body. And anyone out there really trying to get on their grind and do stuff, man, I'm telling you, focus on your health. Focus on your health and do what you're doing, but don't do what you're doing and neglect your health. You'll be shocked at how much endurance you have, how much mental clarity you have, how much new ideas you have. Stress and bad living, the worst thing for ideas, yo. They don't manifest under those type of conditions, yo. Heavens need to be clear for things to come through. I don't know where they coming from. I'm not trying to get all scientific and spiritual. Wherever they coming from, if this, where the fire I say, let's say can't bring no strain and the stress and the Zion, yeah. Now, if heavens gotta be clear, yeah. You need to sleep.
I know the only time them when me can recall myself being sick more while I went time and I get the rest and them thing there. And I want to tell you say like more address a certain type of people on the part too, because I overstand me of all person, I overstand what it mean when you make certain sacrifices where you have to kind of run your body beyond the limitation of what it can handle. It depends upon where I try to accomplish. So I don't want certain people feel like say them get neglected in a particular reason, because in a certain instances, if you try to accomplish a particular thing, remember them tell us say no risk, no reward, certain risk. If a something, sometimes we have to put your body on the line because you know see that thing we have to achieve, because it's not you are not the only variable we even included in that. You have to do that, but you still have to do that with some form of limitation and some form of reserve in the tank, because something I learn from experience in a fire where they are night after night and I put in the certain work too, and then you think about when the reward them come to certain way, will you be there to collect the reward? Who will collect that reward? How the end result go? Does that more tell the people themselves put in mind? Like if you see how unforget money, what is the end result where I look toward? Because sometimes you have to can make sure so you know what is a realistic, not idealistic end result. The realistic end result of what you do. So if you go put your body on the line, you know say you did achieve this. For put your body, I mean still not tell nobody for do that, overall, because you don't know health over wealth. But there are certain instances it call feed. I mean me have one person where I really no want to neglect the fact say certain things call feet and you have to do what you have to do sometimes. But nonetheless, health over wealth at all given time, and if you not have, if your mindset not in the right place, so you're not healthy and you get enough sleep and certain different things, you have to know say this a what go really happen. So you have to be cognizant of the things that can happen, and knowing say if them do happen, this is where you did particularly achieve. We can even try and make up for that. Or if you have a daughter or you have a son or a wife, you can say, say that my daughter or my son, this way me did put in, the work me did put in, them can reap the benefits in other way there. Because sometimes you just have to do it because realistically fire, sometimes you can't ever get the 8 hours sleep at night time to where you want to accomplish. I tell you the truth, fire, we don't want to make it seem like we're so unrealistic and caught up in this little world. And everybody can get 8 hours sleep. Because if you ever go to and do certain things, by the time you check it fire, most, much time gone out of the day, 16 hours gone out of the day, 8 left, you can't sleep yet. So,
and fire, I just want to add to that yes, there are moments, but in regards to a consistent thing, that's the thing where we want to clarify.
Thank you.
I'm glad you spoke on that, right? Yes. We understand there are times, because even times it is what it is. It calls for certain things where what needs to get done needs to get done. But fire, that can be a lifestyle. That's where the breakdown takes place, and that's what.
Thank you.
I appreciate you clarifying that. This is not an everyday thing because, like, when you get burnt out, you don't accomplish much. You're just there. You're not really doing anything to the highest level. And I think that this, this no sleep and all this other foolishness and all that is just foolishness. It doesn't make any sense. You need your body and mind to work at optimal level, and it doesn't work at optimal level when you don't get any rest. So you're not provided with the proper fuels. You can do all the drugs you want. It's gonna burn out at some point, all right? It don't work. It's just the reality. Now, if you're looking for a short thing, go knock yourself out. But if you're looking for something sustainable that you do over a duration of time and really scale and build up what you're doing, then you really will have to take care of your body. It's such a correlation between what you eat, how you perform, how you sleep. I never really saw a mediocre person with a great eating habits. Most people I see that's kind of had that militancy and had that discipline in doing stuff, it's a holistic thing. They're disciplined in all aspects of their life because they need to intertwine, they need to work. It's just how the vibes go. It's just how things work. I think people say I could do this real good and the other things, no, fire, it don't work because the other things that you're so mediocre on a take away from the. All right, it's just like the athlete or the artist, right? That's very talented, but they just can't get through because everything else is in chaos. Yes, you can sing, but you don't have the basic discipline to show up on time. You're period. And we see that all the time, and a person may not be as talented, but they had that discipline, they had that work ethic, and who would get through? They would get through. So it's that same type of vibe, and like just don't neglect yourself for the dollar. That's the source of the message of today. Go get the dollar, but don't neglect yourself for the dollar. Don't neglect all aspects for the dollar. And for anyone there who hasn't tasted that finances yet, because it's the next reason for everybody cuts finances till they get it. But anyone who hasn't touched the money yet, what happens is this. And this I'm gonna tell you what happened because I know. You believe if you get money, it's gonna solve all your problems. And I'm telling you now, I'm opening up my eyes, all right. That's not the case, right? Studies have shown, life has shown, anyone has done it. After you're not in poverty, fire, money's not increasing anything. You're just gonna buy more stuff. You're gonna have all the problems you had already. Once you get this money, all the problems, all the insecurities you have, you're still gonna have. They're just gonna be magnified. That's the only thing. Only thing is you can buy more stuff that you don't need. You can get a bigger house, you can get more clothes, you can probably go on a nicer vacation. But all that internal strife and stuff, you got to deal with it. And I advise that you do deal with it before you get the money because it's going to make it even worse. The coldest thing for a man to go get some money and realize, man, they don't fulfill that void inside. Two things cold in this world for all right. Meeting your celebrity, whatever, like someone you admire, cold as ice, very disappointing. And getting money and understanding this don't change nothing, yeah. All the pain, all the trauma, everything is still gonna be there because you have to deal with it. Now, if you could deal with it and have the money, it's a blessing, but most people don't because they believe that not just money to achievement. That's the next thing. Everybody on this achievement thing or status or positions. Oh, when I get this position, it's always win this. It's always when I get this. When I do this. No, it don't work like that, all right? Oh, when I accomplish this, everything's going to be good. Once I get that position, once I make this money, once I close this deal, you're going to be in the same boat internally. So I just want to let people know, say, yo, I'm not knocking no ambition. I just want to be clear because some people don't listen properly. Yo. All I'm letting you know is when you go into this thing, if you're trying to accomplish a goal, don't try to accomplish this goal with the idea that it's going to provide some spiritual fulfillment. Just accomplish the goal because you want to accomplish the goal. Or if you want to make money, leave it at that. But don't try to intertwine that into some fulfillment like that's going to heal you. Come like money, spiritual water or something like it's gonna wash all your problems away.
And and if I cut there to keep all your thought, cause what I think most people I think about them. I think about it with a limited scope, and that's where the problem kind of come in. So a man I think say, all right, let's say a quick example. When I say I can't eat healthy, I can't even afford old foods. Things them I sell at old foods, or I can't go nowhere else to buy an alkaline product and them thing that man say put it himself. All right, let me get some money, then I go start eat healthy. So you see, it in a them context there, and in context that people start think about the thing wrong, and it's just a limited scope. So they not really do nothing about the problem now, and I worry about when the money come, then them can start do it. And that's now it revert back to the whole point where I say health. Now they on pause. Certain things that they on pause. Life is a thing where ever flowing and ever going. So while we know some money is a thing where can literally solve a whole lot of problem, it can't solve all. But and it can't solve as well I say the mentality for it. Yes, I say mentality. Them always have a saying in Jamaica. I don't remember, I don't remember who said them say about to in a Benz is still about to. I can't remember who said it, but me always hear it I grew up. I'm say about to in a Benz is still about to. So it's something where enough people need to understand, because if you start accomplish a whole heap of things right now, and then you start do some, and your mentality not stable, you have to start do something where I think enough of them supposed celebrity people has to go and go take drugs, all of these different things, because them not understand the same thing. What they say?
All right, truthfully, success, one of the worst things that can happen to people, yeah, them achieving their goal. And history has proven this over and over again, yeah. It's one of the worst things, but some not all. Because you're so unprepared for it, far it destroys you. It destroy your family. To go give a man money right now that don't know nothing about money, I guarantee it's gonna destroy him and destroy his family. Certain people don't need to be near no money, yeah. All they need is just enough to survive. They can anything over that is destructive. They don't know what to
Jamaica
do.
show you that. You know,
No,
Jamaica show you that. Most of the youth them are going to scam in and get rich. You know, see the man them just go buy more gun, man.
but it's just like this thing is so tricky when you break it down. Cause money is science at the end of the day. Cause you have the making the money, you have the retaining the money, like keeping the money. So the making money is the easier part. Not saying that I'm not gonna be no sleazy salesman and say making money is easy, right? But out of the two, that is the easier part. Keeping the money is the hard part. Well, that's the hard part. That's the hard part, because not only are you fighting against industries, markets, economies, more than anything, your own insecurities, yeah. When that ego, you see what that insecurity means with the ego, they just come like an atomic bomb, yeah. Pure destruction, yeah. Especially with the finances. That's why I was saying there's so much internal work that, they say, nothing's good before it's time. And that's what happens to a lot of people, like when you get success early on, you're not ready for it. It's just too much, yo. Just too much. Especially if you don't have a mentor, you haven't been groomed. And that's something for that coming from nothing to something, terrible. The 99%, they go right back to the nothing, yeah. You don't know what to do with it. That's why people like, even from a rational standpoint, right? That's like you say right now, yo, Junior, come do my job. I don't know what a job, but even though I think I'm a halfway smart person, I don't know the job. Someone will have to guide me and show me and give me time to learn the job. But that's what happens a lot of time with this overnight successful is you just generally don't know what to do with anything, particularly the finances. And the finances is unforgiving, and it will leave at nighttime fire right out the back door. Don't play no games, yo. Don't get it twisted. Don't play around with money. It will leave, yo. Quick. And that's what happened to most people. We know the statistic lottery. We see so many things. You mentioned the celebrities, and I don't want to stretch out the argument fire, but I just gotta say this last part. You mentioned the celebrities. What is wild, especially in these modern times, is that we have so much access and we see the stories all the time. And you know what people say is not me. You see when they watch drug dealer with brilliant people hustling, oh, that's not gonna happen to me. People win the lotto far right, lump sum. $400 million, $300 million, and broke within 2 years. because they don't know what the heck to do with it. Ignorance and insecurity is the wickedest combination for finance. Because by the time you pick up some whoring and pick up a little drug habit or some drinking, because remember, this is what happened too far. You remember the work that you put in to put yourself in that position? By the time you go whore out yourself and link up with certain substances, you know you're not doing the same work that puts you in that position. So therefore, you can't maintain the income that you were getting. You're not generating that again because the work that you put in to get it, you're no longer doing it. So you're earning less and you're spending more. Because you got all these new friends and all these new girls and all these new bills. Because really prostituting at the end of the day, fire. There's very few people that sit laying with a lady that's not paying something. Whether it's pocket money,
paying some
phone bill, you get what I'm saying? Or just time where you're not putting work into other things you were doing. So you're paying somehow. And you didn't have these bills before, these distractions. And I want to tell you, we just giving you a real game about life. You know what the wickedest thing to our people athletes? It happened with money too. It happens with money people, depending on how they move though, because some people that make money kind of keep to themselves, but if they out there, that new attention, especially from a dude who had no look and he not used to girls talking to him for it, it's a wrap, yeah. It's a wrap. You've been on earth 18, 21, 25, 30 years. Ain't nobody talk to you. All of a sudden now you have certain things that look a certain way talking. It's a wrap, far. And if you have no mentor to sit you down and let you know the program, far, it's over.
No, that's not.
And it's just the truth. And you gotta figure you gotta figure, man, a lot of dudes, man, majority of dudes, if they don't have no look, you know, you just been ignored your whole life. And the girls that probably talk to you probably not interested into them. But now you got a different breed of girl coming at you now, aggressive, all right, ready for whatever. Now, fire, that's over. You know, so all that focus you was getting, so it's like it's a lot of derailments in this thing. That's why if you're fortunate to have an old head, a sensible one, that's why you need to listen. And you really need to
organization.
Man, you really need to lock yourself away. I hear the young boys saying you need to they say you need to get on your they say you need to get on your purpose. But it's very true though. It's good advice. You know, you really need to kind of just be in your own lane and get on your purpose. The only thing now is that what I'm adding to that is when the success comes, you need to stay on your purpose. Because what happens is you're on your purpose for a duration of time for things to start to work out. But once they start working out now, you go deviate now and get into all type of other things that you weren't doing before. And what you were doing before is what puts you in that position. And I think that's the difference between the boys and the men in regards to navigating that newfound success and that new experience and staying focused and continue to do what you're doing. And you got low people, they just stay in your lane and stay to yourself. There's no one out here to impress. Who are these people? You stay focused and you work on your craft and you just continue to build yourself up every day. Now, if there are ones around you who want a little strength to grow, yes, but outside of that, you just stay to yourself and stay out the way. You don't need too many people around, especially people that's not providing, contributing to the mission or providing advice, but you don't really need to deal with people too tough. Because you'd be shocked when things going good for you. People just pop around like bees, fire. They just come out of nowhere with nothing good for you. Everybody trying to use you to get on, or it's everything is strategic. There's nothing genuine, because I guarantee you when you're no longer in that position that they could benefit you, they're not going to come around. And God forbid you ever call them for anything else, right? They're not going to pick up the phone. First of all, they don't have nothing to give you. You know how I go, far right? Far right, you know right now, listen. We got to cut after this show, but listen. Say right now you do a tune, right? You do a tune and it hit the billboard. You know how much people going to be calling your phone now? That wasn't literally calling you last week? With all type of vibes and all type of praise and the Don and all this and all that type of foolishness, yeah.
It'll get lost tonight.
No, big time, yeah, because I want to tell you one thing, right? Listen, put the Bible to the side in regards to no historical content. We're not even on that vibe. We're talking about the story, the allegory. I think that Jesus' story is unique in the sense that, if I remember the Bible correctly, I read it in a while, but what I remember about the story, that he always left areas where he got praise. Read this far right. If the man went somewhere, word already traveled that whatever he was doing that they knew. But it seemed like the man always, in this story, if I remember correctly, right? Right, I gotta read it again. I hope I'm correct. But it seemed like whenever he was receiving praise in a particular area, he left. So it was a message these people was trying to relate in regards to the dangers of praise. Human beings can't deal with praise and worship because it distorts your mind. And you lose track of reality. You lose track to the reality of your abilities. And you get an inflated ego very quick. So it's best to distance yourself from a certain level of praise so you can stay balanced and focused and kind of have a realistic perspective of yourself, your talents, and where you are. I know people don't want that. They want to be in an environment where they constantly praise. But in regards to being healthy and progressive, you got to distance yourself from praise. Because 99% of the praise is fake. Let's just put that out there. That praise is linked to what they could get from you, or they want to stay on your good side so they could get something from you.
I don't know what to lie, say, you know, if everybody really agree this thing, but you say, you can inflate the ego in a one way, you know. I show somebody a legit way how to inflate the ego. Get praise. You say, it's everything everybody I look for, you can get it the way the man. And since we are talking about the topic of money, I still be earning so much money that it's not even funny because one, say you reach the levels where you want to reach, you come up and you're successful according to the financial standards seen. Then, all right, I will make it real quick for them. Bam, you form a company. The owner of the company, you pay all of these people for praise upon the levels. Because remember saying that, remember it's not the chain of command, the way the chain of command working, the person at the top always get the praise, you know. So you see, if you want to inflate the ego, and you want to ensure you always get praise while you still make money, that's no say evolve your purpose, evolve your mission, as opposed to derailing from the mission itself. And because sometimes we look capitalism, but we still have to understand the organization with the money and put into capitalism fire. And sometimes we have to follow some of them type of remnants there in order to make the thing get right way fire. Because the owner of the company will always be praised. Because if everybody else will work for him, no say them for them paycheck get cut off by praise and inflating the ego. So you see, if you want to evolve your thing on a financial level, the way there, just make sure you can form an organization and your ego will always be inflated. But guess what? You make money on top of that. Simple.
Nah, I like that one for you. You just came up with that one for her?
No, but I told me I listen to that reason. I said enough time about them thing that we have to really start pre the thing nowadays in a fire. If we have them habits, they might as well just transform them habits there and make it start in a something progressive then, don't it?
No, big time. So we benefit from it. You know, we give thanks for everyone listening from beginning to end on the long journey. But to sum up everything is that one, we have to make better decisions with our finances. You have to deal with your insecurity because it has an immense impact on your finances, what you're spending. Be aware of that connection between what you're spending and the stress that you're under, right? Love yourself. You have to put time into everything. We can't put things in the little department stores. Your money can't be over here because remember, you can be doing great financially and you can be doing terrible spiritually, mentally, and healthy. What we need to do is balance things out. And in order to do that, you may have to tone it down with the finances. I know it's a weird concept, right? But you may have to tone that down where you can put energy into other things so you could be more healthy. Right? So we give thanks anyway. If you get free time, make sure you check us out. I Never Knew TV. Remember, every Sunday we are on WLOI.org, I Never Knew Radio, spinning 9 to 11 a.m. Wednesdays, 8 to 10 Thursdays, 10 to noon. Also, make sure you check out Far Eyes EP and look out for I Never Knew TV's anniversary coming in July. We're going to give you the exact date coming soon. What a vibe. Going to be there in Brooklyn. Autarchii will be there on the mic. Other selectors and singers will be there. So everybody, till next time.